Hello, everybody. Welcome to episode 22 of Sam's podcast, a Super Sam Sports Encore podcast. We are doing a watch party of the 7th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks versus the UCF Knights. For those who don't know, we just transferred over to a switched over to from a watch party live stream that we were doing of the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans, where the Texans came out on top 23-14 over the Tennessee Titans. And now we switched streams, and now we're here doing a watch party of the 7th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks and the UCF Knights. Just trying to get the game on real quick. Also, let me text David. Live now for Kansas versus UCF. "17 minutes and 30 seconds to go in the first half. It's 7th-ranked Kansas leads UCF 4-3. Be right back, guys. I'm back. Kansas for 2, off the mark. Offensive rebound, Hunter Dickinson puts it in. 7th-ranked Kansas leads UCF 6-3 with 16 minutes 45 seconds to go in the first half. 7th-ranked Kansas leads UCF 6-3. All right, they're here in Central Florida at the Knights basketball court. And that'll be an overturn. That'll be another overturn by Kansas. UCF basketball for 2, off the mark. Kansas with rebound for 2. It's good. It's now 8-3. Let me pull up the live chat here. Dickinson putting up a clinic right now in the post for Kansas Jayhawks, but deep 3, off the mark. UCF rebound. deflected out of bounds, and that will be a turnover UCF Kansas basketball, and that will bring us to our first commercial break of the game, first timeout of the game. 7, good start for Kansas. They lead. Good start for 7-ranked Kansas. They lead UCF 8-3 with 15 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. $19:38 to go in the first half. Big Ten Network scoreless between 22 ranked Illinois and Washington. They're just now getting underway. 25 seconds to go in the game on NBC. It's 82-78. 11 ranked UConn over Providence. 14-12 Maryland over 9 ranked Oregon. 15:33 to go in the first half on Peacock. But the Patriots upset the Bills. The New England Patriots pulled off the win over the Buffalo Bills. A final score of 23-16. The Philadelphia Eagles pulled off the win over the New York Giants, 20-13. The Commanders pulled off the comeback win over the Dallas Cowboys, 23-19. And the Chicago Bears beat the Green Bay Packers 24-22. Also, Texans beat the Titans 23-14. The Carolina Panthers are tied with the Tennessee Falcons 38-38. 34 seconds to go in the fourth quarter in the game. 4th and 10. Carolina's 30-yard line. Carolina Panthers have the football. 59 seconds to go in the game at 1st and 10. At the Buccaneers' 37-yard line, the Buccaneers lead the Saints 27-19. The Saints have the football. Saints have the football. So, records by month. Kansas went 7-0 in November. So far, in December, they went 2-3. And that's a steal by UCF. Bad passing there by Kansas. 3-pointer UCF. Air ball. And that's out of bounds. And that will be a turnover. Kansas basketball. Back to Kansas basketball. "17 seconds to go in the game. 1st and 10. Falcons 12-yard line. Falcons with the football 38-38. 4:42 to go in overtime. 2nd down. Jacksonville's 31-yard line. Jacksonville with the football. They're down 26-23 to the Colts. 54 seconds to go in the game. 3rd and 10. Tampa Bay Buccaneers 37-yard line. Buccaneers lead the Saints 27-19. Saints with the football. The 3 for UCF is now at 10-6. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF 10-6. 14 minutes and 25 seconds to go in the first half. No, Justice. YouTube. Shoot. YouTube. Wait, what? 1 hour ago, Houseman sold the Blue Ghost. So I guess 12 minutes and 45 seconds to go in the first half. It's 14 to 9, 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. Seven-ranked Kansas leads UCF's pretty good lead, 16-9 with 16-9, 11 minutes and 50 seconds to go here in the first half. Kansas basketball after a bunch of fighting over the ball. Kansas with the basketball. A 2-pointer misses UCF with the basketball now. UCF for 2, 16-11. Eleven minutes and 16 seconds to go in the first half. 7-ranked Kansas leads at UCF 16-11. UCF climbing back in this one. Another commercial break and another timeout called. Another commercial break. Uh-oh. Oh. Georgia's Georgia's quarterback Jaden Rashada is entering the portal again. He's entering the transfer portal again. This was per ESPN staff writer Max Olson in ESPN.com. Georgia quarterback Jaden Rashada plans to file the paperwork required to enter the NCAA transfer portal, a source told ESPN's Pete Thamel on Sunday. Rashada, the number 31 overall recruit in the 2023 ESPN 300, did not appear in a game during his lone season as a backup for the Bulldogs. The 6'4", 190-pound redshirt freshman from Pittsburgh, California, is re-entering the portal in search of an opportunity to become a starter, and will have 3 more seasons of eligibility at his next school. Rashada became one of the most high-profile recruits of the name, image, and likeness era of college athletics when he flipped from Miami to Florida in December 2022 after agreeing to a 4-year, $13.85 million deal with Florida's now defunct Gator Collective. Rashada signed with the Gators but did not enroll at the school after the NFL Collective failed to make promised payments and attempted to terminate the agreement. Rashada sued Florida coach Billy Napier, former Florida staffer Marcus Castro Walker, and booster Huff Hathcock in May 2024, claiming they defrauded him out of millions by backing out of the agreement. Yeah, anyways, I'm going to stop reading that. But, yeah, so that's interesting. Anyway, so 11 minutes to go in the first half. 7-ranked Kansas leads UCF 18-11 now. Alright, so I found this article interesting. This is MLB. Which players will define baseball in 2025? This was per Will Litch, MLB.com. He writes, "We recently looked at the 10 players who were the signature stars of the sport in 2024. The ones who will be the first players everybody thinks of when looking back at this past year. They were the names of 2024. But who will be the top names of 2025? Obviously, some will be the same. Who else, though? Here's a look forward at 2025 as we try to guess who will define Major League Baseball in the upcoming season. Again, and these are in parentheses, again, we are looking only at players not featured in our 2024 list, linked above." Okay, so we got Mookie Betts, We got Dodgers shortstop Mookie Betts. Athletics right fielder Lawrence Butler. Brewers outfielder Jackson Chourio. Nationals right fielder Dylan Cruz. Rangers right-handed pitcher Jacob deGrom. Reds shortstop Ellie De La Cruz. Tigers right fielder Riley Green. Blue Jays first baseman Vladimir Guerrero Jr. Orioles second baseman Jackson Holliday. Dodgers starting pitcher Shohei Ohtani, of course. Mariners center fielder Julio Rodriguez. Cubs new right fielder Kyle Tucker, of course. Do you like the story? Okay. I can see it. Yeah. Alright. 9:40 left in the first half. 23-11. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. UCF has yet to score more than 11. UCF has been stuck at 11 for the past like 2 or 3, maybe even 4 minutes now. Kansas has scored 23. UCF is still at 11. Oh, UCF. Kansas. Foul on Kansas. So UCF missed it. Kansas guy dived for the basketball and then got knocked out of his hands by another UCF player. He tried to shoot, and Hunter Dickinson, just swatted it away or something, and then that's when they called the foul on Kansas. A lot of crazy is happening so far in this game already. Correction. KJ Adams Jr., not Hunter Dickinson. KJ Adams Jr. was the one that fouled that UCF player. Deep three by Kansas, air ball, but Hunter Dickinson catches it and then puts it up there for a 2-pointer. 25-13. Kansas keeping their lead. Keeping their lead sizable over UCF right now. Looks like a technical foul on Kansas. Yeah. Yeah, technical foul on Kansas. UCF will shoot a couple. 25-14. This was the next one. 25-15. And I'm pretty sure UCF will also get the basketball. Am I correct on that? I'm pretty sure they will also get the basketball back. Oh, no. Kansas has the basketball. Okay. Kansas trying to find some open room. Dickinson for two, off the mark. UCF with the defensive rebound. For two, off the mark. Foul on the floor. I have no idea who is on, but timeout is called. It's 7:12 to go in the game. It's 10-point game, 25-15. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. If we take a look at ESPN, let's see how those NFL games ended up. By the way, 22-ranked Illinois leads Washington 21-8. 9:49 to go in the first half on the Big Ten Network. 6:11 to go in the first half on Peacock. 32-30. Maryland over 9-ranked Oregon. Still scoreless. Dolphins over Jets. Dolphins with the football. First and 10 at the Jets' 15-yard line. 13:04 to go in the first quarter. 12:19 to go in the first quarter. 11:36 to go in the first quarter now. 3rd and 1 at the Chargers' 29-yard line. Chargers with the football. Still scoreless with the Raiders. Seahawks and Rams. Rams both still scoreless. Rams with the football. 4th and 21 at the Rams' 42-yard line. 13:29 to go in the first quarter. 11:55 to go in the first quarter. 6-0 Broncos over Chiefs. Broncos with the football. 1st and 10 at the Chiefs' 32-yard line. 13 minutes and 5 seconds to go in the first quarter. Still scoreless between the Cardinals and 49ers. I have no idea who has the football, but Panthers beat the Falcons in overtime, 44-38. The the Buccaneers beat the Saints 27-19, and the Falcons lost. So it's official for that. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers have won the NFC South, and they are headed to the playoffs. The Falcons are going home. The Falcons do not win the NFC South, and they do not make the playoffs. Buccaneers are now 10-7. Saints are now 5-12. Buccaneers in the season at 10-7. Saints in the season at 5-12. Seven minutes to go in the first half. It's 27-15. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. Kansas. This is a must-win game for Kansas against UCF. Kansas doesn't want to go down 0-2 to start off conference play this season. So they rather go 1-1. They rather start off 1-1 than 0-2. So really, any team would much rather start 1-1 than 0-2. So they need to win this game against Central UCF. They should. Right now, it's 6:35 to go in the first half, and they have a sizable 6:30 to go in the first half. Sizable lead for 7 Kansas over UCF 29 to 15. So yeah, up by 14 over. Yeah, they're beating UCF by 14 points right now. By a 14-point lead right now. UCF for a three, a deep three, and it's off the mark. Kansas with the rebound. Kansas got knocked out, but they recover. And a two. It's now 31 to 15. Kansas over UCF. 5 minutes and 45 seconds. 5 minutes 45 seconds to go in the first half. UCF for three, off the mark. Kansas out of bounds, and Kansas basketball once again. Another turnover by UCF, aka University of Central Florida. Dickinson for three, off the mark. UCF with the basketball now, with the rebound, defensive rebound. For fake three, fake three attempt right there. Fake three attempt right there. And a foul on Kansas. I honestly thought that was going to be a travel. I thought it should have been. Actually, no, that wasn't a travel. No, never mind. 5 minutes to go in the first half. Remains 31 to 15. 7-point Kansas over UCF. At the free throw line for UCF is, if they show, made the first one. It's now 31 to 16. That might be Jordan Ivy Curry. Maybe. I have no idea. That's a 2-pointer. It's now 33-17. They get those 2 points right back. Game story plus offensive rebound margin for Kansas. For UCF, they've missed 11 of their last 12 field goals now. That's insane. They've missed 11 of their last 12 field goals. Kansas 28 points in the paint, and the UCF Knights have missed 10 straight field goals now. That's the game story so far. 4 minutes to go in the first half. It's 35-17, 7-rate Kansas over UCF. UCF for 3 off the mark, offensive rebound, and there's 2. 35-19. Nice play there by UCF. Three minutes, 30 seconds to go here in the first half. 35-19, 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. Oh my, UCF had the basketball, and Harris Jr. for Kansas just took it away from UCF like it was no problem. Kansas for 2. 39-19. 2 minutes to go in the first half over UCF. UCF for 3. Banks it. 39-22. So since the Titans lost to the Texans and the Patriots were able to win and beat the Bills, the Titans have officially clinched the number one pick in the 2025 NFL Draft. The Tennessee Titans have officially clinched the number one pick in the 2025 NFL Draft after a loss to the Houston Texans, after their own loss to the Houston Texans, and including a New England Patriots win over the Buffalo Bills. This is per Teron Davenport of ESPN. He writes, Nashville, Tennessee. The Tennessee Titans secured the top overall pick in the draft with a 23-14 loss to the Houston Texans on Sunday after the New England Patriots defeated the Buffalo Bills. The Patriots, who would have clinched the number one pick with a loss, instead will pick number 4 overall. The Cleveland Browns will select number 2, followed by the New York Giants number 3 at number 3. So instead of the Patriots being number 1 with a loss to the Bills, they beat the Bills. And the Titans lost the Texans. So the Titans will be the number 1 pick. Number 2 pick will be the Cleveland Browns. Number 3, New York Giants. Number 4, New England Patriots. The Tennessee Titans coach Brian Callahan elected to play both Will Levis and Mason Rudolph against the Texans in the season finale. Callahan said splitting time between the quarterbacks was done to get them both one last chance to play and not based on trying to lose to improve draft the team's status. The Titans finished the year with a 3-14 record in Callahan's first season as coach. This is the worst season for the Titans since 2015, when the team finished 3-13. Former Titans coach Ken Wisenhunt was fired 7 games into that season after finishing with a 2-14 record in 2014. His first season, Callahan is likely to remain the coach next season, according to a team source. Team ownership is not happy about the season, however, and the organization are uneasy and bracing for something to happen, according to report by ESPN's Adam Schefter. I don't really, Callahan said, quote unquote, I don't really pay much mind to those reports. I just come in and try to do my job as best I can and do it as long as they allow me to do it. Alright, that's it. 7-ranked Kansas leads UCF 44-25. Maybe. So it's an inbounds, and that'll go out of bounds. No clock expires, and it'll go back to UCF. So UCF apparently has shot clock violation on them, and Kansas inbounded it. Hunter Dickinson threw it all the way from the sidelines to the other side of the court, overthrew it into out of bounds. No time expired, and now UCF has the basketball again with 2.1 to go in the first half. And UCF misses. Kansas with rebound. Dickinson long shot and misses. 44-25. 44-25. 7-point Kansas over UCF at halftime. 44-25. Kansas 9-3 overall, 0-1 in conference play. UCF 1-0 in conference play, 10-2 overall. So if we take a look, let's look at the NFL playoff machine now. Alright, the wildcard games. The 1 seed in the AFC is, of course, the Kansas City Chiefs. In the wildcard games, the 2 seed Buffalo Bills take on the 7 seed Denver Broncos. The 3 seed Baltimore Ravens take on the 6 seed Pittsburgh Steelers. The 4 seed Houston Texans take on the 5 seed Los Angeles Chargers. The 1 seed Detroit Lions in the NFC. In the 2 seed Philadelphia Eagles take on the 7 seed Green Bay Packers. 3 seed Los Angeles Rams take on the 6 seed Washington Commanders. And last but not least, the 4 seed Tampa Bay Bucks take on the 5 seed Minnesota Vikings. It's official that the Tampa Bay Bucks are officially in the NFL playoffs. Alright, so it's 7-0 Seahawks over Rams. Seahawks with the football, 1st and 10 at the Seahawks 35-yard line, 5:21 to go in the first quarter. 4:53 to go in the first quarter. It's 14-0 Broncos over Chiefs. Chiefs with the football. Chiefs 4th and 4. Kansas City Chiefs 47-yard line. 3:51 to go in the first quarter. 4th and 14. Arizona Cardinals 29-yard line. Down 3-0 to the 49ers. The 49ers have the football. Up 3-0 over the Arizona Cardinals. The Miami Dolphins lead the New York Jets 3-0. Miami Dolphins with football, 6:31 to go in the first quarter. Third and 13, New York Jets, 34-yard line. 2:54 to go in the first quarter. Scoreless ball game. Raiders and Chargers. Raiders with the football at the Chargers 22-yard line. 4th and 4. 45-42, Maryland over 9-ranked Oregon at halftime on Peacock. Big Ten Network at halftime, it's 42-31, 22-ranked Illinois over Washington. 11-ranked UConn just barely snuck past Providence, 87-84. 20-ranked Purdue beat Northwestern 79-61. Coming up at 4 p.m., coming up in about 4 minutes, our time, Central Time on ESPN, is North Texas takes on 21-ranked Memphis. We've been going on now for 53 minutes. 53 minutes. So far, I mean, I would say so far the MLB free agency has been quite interesting. There hasn't been that many moves lately. Besides this, like I mentioned, the Nationals finalized the 1-year deal with Josh Bell. Besides that, nothing much really. It's going to be an interesting year in 2020. It's going to be an interesting season for sure in the MLB, across Major League Baseball. Just because ooh, okay. So I found this on MSN or MSN. Will the Steelers rest their starters? Examining Pittsburgh's Week 18 plan. Okay, never mind. That was just. Let me take a look to make sure. The Houston game tomorrow. Yeah, I was right. 14-ranked Houston plays TCU at 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow. And 25 ranked Baylor plays 16 ranked Cincinnati set at 14 ranked Houston plays TCU at 8 p.m. Central Time tomorrow on ESPN2, and then 25 ranked Baylor takes on 16 ranked Cincinnati at 7 p.m. Central Time on Tuesday on ESPN Plus. ESPN Plus. Alright, after this commercial break, they'll start the second half between 7-ranked Kansas and UCF. So the Browns fired their offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey, plus also offensive lineman coach Andy Dickerson. So per Daniel Oyefusi of ESPN, he writes, Beret, Ohio. The Cleveland Browns have fired offensive coordinator Ken Dorsey and offensive line coach Andy Dickerson. Browns coach Kevin Stefanski announced the dismissals Sunday, less than 24 hours after Cleveland completed a disappointing season marred by injuries and ineffective play at quarterback. The last-place Browns lost 35-10 on Saturday to the Baltimore Ravens to finish 3 wins and 14 losses, their worst record since their winless season in 2017. Stefanski said that, quote, I think the world of those two guys as people, as coaches, but we are going to go in a different direction. This is something that we all own, we all share in. Dorsey and Dickerson lasted only one season in Cleveland, which entered Sunday ranked 28th in the NFL in total offense and 32nd in scoring. Dorsey was the Buffalo Bills offensive coordinator before being fired from that position in November of 2023. He was hired by the Browns in February to work under the offensive-minded Stefanski and help oversee an offense built around injury-plagued quarterback Deshaun Watson. But that vision never took off. As Watson posted the lowest total QBR in the NFL, and the Browns failed to reach 20 points in each of his 7 starts. Stefanski handed play-calling duties to Dorsey days after Watson suffered a season-ending right Achilles tendon tear on October 20th, with Jameis Winston inserted as the starter, and Dorsey calling plays the offense showed some improvement as the Browns upset the Ravens and Pittsburgh Steelers. So that's interesting. Alright, here we go. 7-ranked Kansas Jayhawks and the UCF Knights are starting the second half. Right now they're showing highlights from the first half. Well, they were just showing Kansas highlights from the first half, which is basically the entire Kansas. Sorry, not Kansas, but was the entire highlight in the first half was just Kansas. Was just Kansas doing things, making shots and stuff. So I'm pretty sure. Oh no, they got 25, so never mind. Alright, here we go. Start of the second half. In the final half of this basketball game. UCF starts the second half with the basketball. UCF for 2, off the mark. Kansas with the defensive rebound. For 2, Harris misses offensive rebound for 2, drains it. 46-25, and Kansas scores first here to start the second half. Scores first before UCF to start the second half. UCF for 3, deep 3, off the mark. UCF! Kansas rebound, but UCF with the steal, and now a blocked 2-point shot by Kansas Hunter Dickinson, and it's Kansas with the defensive rebound. A lot of chaos already, and we're only a minute into the second half. 3-pointer by Harris, off the mark for Kansas, and that will be offensive rebound, then out of bounds. It was off UCF, so KJ Adams Jr. and Kansas will get the basketball right back. Harris Jr. will throw it in to number 5. Harris has it, and they pass it. KJ Adams Jr. passes down to Hunter Dickinson, and he puts it up in 48-25. Kansas playing really well as far as passing it. As far as passing the basketball and shooting it, they're doing really well right now. At least really well right now to start the second half. UCF hasn't scored a single point yet in the second half so far. Kansas missed that too. UCF basketball. Let's see if they can finally end their scoreless drought here in the second half. For 2, banks it. They do end the drought. 48-27. 48-27. 17 minutes to go in the game. It's 52 to 27. 7-ranked Kansas Jayhawks over the UCF Knights. 52 to 27. $16 and 40 seconds to go in the game. Still 52-27. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. UCF with 3. Foul was called on Kansas, I think. Looks like a foul was called on Kansas. So current roster for UCF, they have 11 newcomers, 9 transfers. Interesting. UCF trying to find an open hole right now. Harris, big 3. I think there. Kansas with the dunk. KJ Adams Jr. 54-27. We've been going now for an hour and 13 minutes. An hour and 13 minutes. Huh, interesting. So according to MSN, this was a story by Chris Ward of Steelers Now. This was posted 7 hours ago. He writes, the Steelers offensive lineman was injured versus the Bengals. He writes, Pittsburgh Steelers running back Najee Harris, head injury, and left guard Mason McCormick, left hand injury. Both suffered injuries in Saturday night's 19-17 loss to the Cincinnati Bengals. Harris was evaluated for a head injury, but he was cleared and returned to the game. McCormick suffered his left hand injury late in the game and did not return. Najee Harris was evaluated for a head injury, but he was cleared and came back in the game very late in the game. McCormick injured his left hand and is being evaluated as we speak. Steelers head coach Mike Tomlin said after the game in the fourth quarter, Harris made a nice catch and run in space, showcasing how difficult it is to tackle him. But he was hit from behind by Bengals defensive tackle Chris Jenkins Jr. Bengals linebacker Jermaine Pratt then gave Harris a hard helmet to helmet shot to the head, and he was clearly shaken up. So here's the video. It's posted on X by David Todd at David Todd. Najee takes an absolute shot to the head. Ow. Yikes. .31 to go in the game. It's 54-30. It's 54-27. 7 Kansas over UCF. Harris for 3 and beats the shot clock. 57-29. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. 14-25 to go in the game. 14-24 to go in the game. 57-25. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. Just beat the shot clock on that 3-point shot by Harris Jr. So foul on Kansas, it'll be a pair of free throws for UCF. The free throw line for UCF is, thanks to the first one, is now 57 to 30. They were at 29, I didn't even know. 57 to 30. There's 2 for 2 at the line there, 57 to 31. Three-pointer, Mayo, off the mark, UCF, defensive rebound. 2-pointer, misses, Kansas, defensive rebound. KJ Adams Jr. off the mark, but a foul on UCF. KJ Adams will go to the free throw line for Kansas for a pair of for 2 free throws. For 2 free throws. We've now been going for an hour and 20 minutes already. Seven 11:45 to go in the first half. It's 14-7 on ESPN. 14-7. North Texas over 21 ranked Memphis. Now 14-10. 9 ranked Oregon leads Maryland 61-56. 12:50. 9 ranked Oregon leads Maryland 61-56 on Peacock. 12:53 go in the game. 12:36 to go in the game. Big Ten Network 54-41. 22 ranked Illinois over Washington. The Los Angeles Rams are beating the Seattle Seahawks 14-10. So Seattle Seahawks are beating the Los Angeles Rams 14-10. Rams with the football, 8:47 to go in the second quarter, 1st and 10 at the Rams 35-yard line. 5:20 to go in the game. In the second quarter, 1st and 10, Rams 35-yard line. 5:20 to go in the game, second quarter, 1st and 10. Broncos 42-yard line. Chiefs with the football. Broncos lead the Chiefs 21-0. San Francisco 49ers are losing to the Arizona Cardinals 10-3. 49ers with the football. 9:53 go in the game. In the second quarter, my gosh, 1st and 10. San Francisco 49ers 38-yard line. Miami Dolphins are losing to the New York Jets 7-6. 1st and 10. 7:57 to go in the game. Jets with the football at the Jets 35-yard line. Chargers are losing to the Raiders 10-3. Chargers with the football, 6:22 to go in the second quarter, 3rd and goal. Raiders 13-yard line. At the Raiders 13-yard line. Broncos absolutely smoking the Chiefs 21-0. But here's the thing, for a team like the Chiefs, I kind of don't really think they can really care at this point anymore. Because at this point, if I were the Chiefs, I would be resting my starters because you already clinched the 1 seed. You already clinched the AFC West. You already clinched the, I think, West. You already clinched the AFC West, I'm pretty sure. And you already clinched the number 1 seed in the AFC playoffs. So at this point, I would just rest your starters. I would just rest your starters like Mahomes, Kelsey, guys like that. I would just rest them. Hollywood Brown. I would just rest them and get ready for the start of the playoffs next week. 11 minutes and 20 seconds to go in the game. 62-34, 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. Kansas missed the 2 there. Offensive rebound. Dickinson and banks it 64-34. 30-point lead for 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. 11 minutes to go in the game. Kansas absolutely smoking the heck out of UCF right now. Kansas Jayhawks are absolutely smacking the heck out of the UCF Knights right now. 10:44 to go in the game. 64-34, 30-point game. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. The Buccaneers rally to a win back. The Buccaneers rally to win the NFC South Division. Late catch gives Evans 1,000 yards. So this was per ESPN News Services. Tampa Bay, Florida. Baker Mayfield used his legs and arm to help the Tampa Bay Buccaneers clinch their 4th straight NFC South title, while putting Mike Evans over 1,000 yards receiving yet again. Mayfield fired a 32-yard touchdown pass to Jalen McMillan for the go-ahead score, and then scrambled 28 yards for a crucial first down on the next drive, leading the Buccaneers to a 27-19 victory over the New Orleans Saints on Sunday. Evans caught a 9-yard pass on the final play of the game to surpass 1,000 yards for the 11th straight season, tying Jerry Rice for the most in NFL history. After Mayfield's long scramble on 3rd and 14 from the Tampa 12, the Buccaneers drove to the Saints' 11-yard line. Mayfield looked for Evans but flipped the ball backward to Bucky Irving, who ran 11 yards for a touchdown that made it 27-19, which was the final score. The Saints turned the ball over on downs, and the Buccaneers got one more chance to get Evans the milestone. Mayfield tossed a short pass to Evans. Who ran upfield for a 9-yard gain. He got up, spiked the ball, and was mobbed by teammates in a wild celebration. Evans also received a $3 million escalator for reaching 1,000 yards again. No turnovers and get the ball to 13. Mayfield told Fox of the final play to Evans. Get him his record because he deserves that. He also said, quote, the most important thing is winning, but for that guy, it's important for everybody, not just for me. We love him. We are lucky to have him, and I can't say how proud I am of him. I am of him. The Buccaneers will be the NFC's number 3 seed if the Los Angeles Rams lose to Seattle. If the Rams win, they'll be the 4th seed. Mayfield threw for 212 yards and 2 touchdowns and had a career-high 68 yards rushing as the Buccaneers, 10-7 now, rallied it from a 10-point halftime deficit and made sure they didn't need Atlanta to lose to Carolina to win the division. So I find that interesting. So another playoff scenario, if not really, but seeding scenario. The Buccaneers will be the NFC 3 seed if the Rams lose to the Seattle Seahawks. If the Seattle Seahawks end up losing to the Los Angeles Rams, the then the Tampa Bay Buccaneers will be the 4 seed in the NFC playoffs. So I find that interesting. All right. NFL. Oh, we got breaking news. The Patriots have fired coach Jared Mayo after one season, the team announced today. Patriots fired Jared Mayo after finishing 4-13 in lone season. Per ESPN, the New England Patriots have fired coach Jared Mayo after one season, the team announced today. The Patriots finished 4 wins, 13 losses in Mayo's lone season as coach, including Sunday's 23-16 victory over the Buffalo Bills that dropped New England from picking number 1 in the 2025 draft to the number 4 instead. Mayo, a former linebacker for the Patriots, was hired earlier this year to replace legendary coach Bill Belichick, who won 6 Super Bowl titles with the franchise. Interesting. Oh wait, I was gonna look up. Yes, and I was gonna look up what are the Rams and them doing. Right now it's 3 minutes and 21 seconds to go in the game. The Seattle Seahawks lead the Los Angeles Rams 17-10. Seahawks with the football, 1st and 10 at the Seattle 35-yard line. Seattle Seahawks 35-yard line. 9 minutes and 10 seconds. 9 minutes and 5 seconds to go in this game. 7-9 Kansas leads UCF 60. Oh, drains a 3. So 8 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. It's 72-38. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. Kansas with the steal and the dunk. 74-38. Kansas will not stop. Kansas will not stop. Another Kansas steal. Offensive rebound for 3. Drains it! And out. But like the announcers just said, wherever Kansas is, No matter where they are, whether they're at home at Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas, or they're somewhere else, Kansas fans will travel and they will be there to support their team. Because this place is going nuts now. And it's all Kansas fans. Pretty much. Because this place is going nuts. Good Lord. But yeah, 8 minutes and 16 seconds to go in the game. It's 77-38, 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. So according to MSN, Jordan Love injury update. Latest on Packers quarterback after exiting game versus the Bears in Week 18. I didn't even know. Alright, so this was, again, per MSN. It says, in the second quarter of the Green Bay Packers Week 18 game against the Chicago Bears, Jordan Love left the game. What is Love's injury and what is his status going forward? So, first question, what happened to Jordan Love? On a second quarter pass attempt, Love injured his right hand / elbow. On a Bears defender, Love was seen shaking his right hand after the play, trying to loosen it up. However, trainers pulled him up from the game. Jeff Mueller, or Mueller, however you say it, DPT, said on X, Jordan Love, I didn't see much as at his hand / wrist on the actual injury video. He did get hit at the elbow and have his arm forced back by the defender, and they are assessing elbow plus last two digits. Concern on ulnar nerve / elbow injury. Wrist MO. Okay. Interesting. Alright. Kansas, again, absolutely knocking the snot out of UCF right now. Missed 2-pointer there by Kansas. Defensive rebound by UCF. But a foul, I think, was called on UCF, maybe. Yeah. So Kansas gets the basketball back. Instead of UCF basketball, Kansas with basketball again. Basketball again. Kansas for 3. Drains it. 80-38. Now, this is the Kansas team that I was expecting going into this season. Just absolutely blowing out everybody. And technically, this is the Kansas team we've been getting this season. it was just those two losses to those two unranked teams that we didn't really see that type of Kansas. We didn't really see this type of Kansas team. UCF for 3 off the mark. UCF offensive rebound misses that too, and a foul on Kansas. UCF will shoot a pair at the line. We've now been going for an hour and 38 minutes. 7-ranked Kansas leads UCF 82-38, 6 minutes and 56 seconds to go in the game. UCF with the basketball. For 2, misses, but a foul on Kansas. And that will probably be a pair of free throws at the line for UCF. UCF. Ow. 5 minutes and 50 seconds to go in the game. It's 82-42. A 40-point lead for 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. UCF for 2. Off the mark, Kansas with the rebound. Kansas for 3. Banks it! 85-42. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. 5:30 to go. 5 minutes 30 seconds to go in the game. Under 5 minutes 30 seconds to go in the game. Good Lord, this Kansas team just won't stop. They just won't stop scoring. They just won't stop scoring. Let me see when Kansas plays Houston, when Houston plays Kansas, when Houston plays Baylor, Kansas plays Baylor, and stuff like that. Because those games will be fun to watch for sure. My team versus Joe's team, my team versus Davis' team, stuff like that. Davis' team versus Joe's team. Let me see. So Kansas. Kansas Jayhawks. They play 14 in Houston. They play Houston on January 25th at 5:30 p.m. And these are Central Time, by the way. And then they play Baylor on February 1st at 3 p.m. Central Time on ESPN. Then they play Houston again on March 3rd at 8 p.m. on ESPN. So they play Houston twice this season. They only play Baylor once this season. They play Houston. So the first game against Houston on January 25th is at the Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas. And the second game on March 3rd at 8 p.m. is in Houston, Texas at the Farida Center. Alright, so Baylor plays Kansas once and Houston twice. The first and only game against Kansas is February 1st, 3 p.m. on ESPN in Waco, Texas. At the Foster Pavilion. And the first game against Houston, which is February 10th at 8 p.m. on ESPN at the Farida Center in Houston, Texas. And then they play on the final day of the regular season for them on March 8th at 8 o'clock p.m. on ESPN2 in Waco, Texas at the Foster Pavilion. So yeah. We've been going on. We just hit the 1 hour and 45 marker. We've now officially been live for an hour and 45 minutes. Let me see. Good thing that this Kansas game is good thing that there's only 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go in this game, Kansas game, because I'm getting hungry. 3 minutes and 54 seconds to go in the game. It's 90-44. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF, 90-44. Kansas is probably going to get to over 100 points before the end of this game. Just with the rhythm they're in right now, they're probably going to get up to at least 100 points before the end of this game. UCF shooting free throws right now. They just made the first, 90-45. 90-45. So Kansas. Sorry guys, I'm just fixing this. So Kansas is going to improve to 10-3 on their overall record, and they are going to tie up their conference record at 1-1. UCF is also going to tie their conference record at 1-1. With their first loss, Kansas with their first win of conference play, and UCF with their first loss of conference play. And UCF is going to drop to 10-3 overall, just like Kansas. Except Kansas is going up 10-3. UCF is going down 10-3. UCF will get their third loss of the season. Kansas will get their 10th win of the season. Which actually, if we take a look here, Kansas. Their 10 wins have been, well, this game, UCF, but before that, it was Howard, 87-57, North Carolina, 92-89, Michigan State, 77-69, Oakland, 78-57, UNC Wilmington, 84-66, Duke, 75-72, Furman, 86-51, NC State, 75-60, and Brown, 87-53. Their only three losses have been to unranked teams. They have been to Creighton, Missouri, Creighton 76-63, Missouri 76-67, and West Virginia 62-61 in their first game of conference play. But they're about to win their first game of conference play here against UCF. And then afterwards, they play again. They play again this Wednesday, January 8th at 8 o'clock p.m. on ESPN2 against Arizona State at the Allen Fieldhouse in Lawrence, Kansas, home of Kansas. So yeah. And then UCF. Hold on, let me check. UCF's next opponent is, the only two losses have been to Wisconsin, 86-70, and LSU, 109-102. Other than that, they've won all their other games. But their next opponent is also this Wednesday, 6 p.m. Central Time against Colorado, who is 9-4 overall, 0-2 in Big 12 conference play this season so far. So yeah. 2 minutes to go in this game. 95-46, 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. UCF shooting free throws right now. And the first one is missed. I've been wearing these headphones for a while now. And the bucket right there, 97-46 for Kansas, 97-46 over UCF. 1 minute and 30 seconds to go here in this game. Kansas can get to 100 points with a three. Best three right there. Oh! UCF tosses. UCF with the dunk there, 97-48. Yeah, like the announcer just said, too little, too late for UCF. They probably needed that. They actually needed several of those. They actually needed more than several of those to catch up. But they would have had to do it earlier in this game. 54.6 seconds to go in this game. It's 97-48. 7-ranked Kansas over UCF. 50 seconds. Kansas for three. Off the mark. UCF with the defensive rebound. UCF for three. Misses. Kansas defensive rebound. Out of bounds. And that will be... It will stick with Kansas. It will stick with Kansas basketball. Coming up this Wednesday at 8 o'clock p.m. Eastern time. Oh, 7 o'clock p.m. Central time on ESPN2. The Kansas Jayhawks take on the Arizona State Sun Devils. Men's in the men's college basketball. 20 seconds left. Missed by UCF. And that will do it. The 7th-ranked Kansas Jayhawks beat the UCF Knights 99-48. UCF gets their 3rd loss of the season. They're now 10-3, 1-1 in conference play. Kansas now 1-1 in conference play and owns their 10th win of the season. They're now 10-3 as they take down the UCF Knights here 99-48. Thank you so much for watching, everybody. We've had so much fun today with the Texans watch party of the Houston Texans and the Tennessee Titans, and now this one, the watch party between the Kansas Jayhawks, 7 ranked Kansas Jayhawks, and the UCF Knights. I'm Sam. Thank you so much for watching episode 22 of Super Sam Sports Encore podcast. We will be live again tomorrow. We'll be live again tomorrow at 8 o'clock p.m. Central Time for number 14 ranked Houston Cougars and the TCU Horned Frogs. All right. I'll see y'all there. See y'all there tomorrow night. Peace out, guys.